Hi students, this is Botany PSR. In the previous class, I explained about tools of recombinant DNA technology. Today, I want to explain about EcoR1 and then PBR322. One by one, I will explain. Okay, right. First of all, EcoR1. Before that, there are how many types of cleavages are there? Those points we have to discuss. Cleavage is also called cut. There are two types of cuts are there. One is called even cut and another one is called staggered cut. Even cleavage, staggered cleavage. Okay, right. See, if this is the double stranded DNA and if it cuts here exactly at opposite points, if cutting occurs exactly at opposite points, it is called even cut. And whereas in staggered cut, see, if cutting occurs at different points, so if cutting occurs or cleavage occurs exactly at opposite points is called even cut. If cutting occurs at different points within the DNA is called staggered cut. So, see, cut exactly at opposite points in both the strands of DNA is called even cut. Cut at different points in both the strands of DNA is called staggered cut. Okay. So, in even cut, see, if we cut like this means, like this, the fragments will be formed. So, these ends are called blunt ends or flush ends. If here like this, that is sticky ends are formed. So in even cut, what type of ends are formed? Blunt ends, there is no sticky ends. Whereas in staggered cut, sticky ends are formed. Sticky ends are also called cohesive ends, also called clipped ends. Right, blunt ends or flush ends are formed. So, example for that even cut is recognition site of Hind2. What is the importance of Hind2? The first type 2 restriction endonuclease discovered was Hind2. For that Hind2 recognition site is GTC GAC. 5 to 3 direction G2C GAC. Right. Before that we have to know the pairing. A always pairs with thymine. G always pairs with cytosine. A always pairs with thymine. G always pairs with cytosine. Adenine pairs with thymine. Guanine pairs with cytosine. AG are called purines and thymine and cytosine are called pyrimidines. AG are called purines. Thymine and cytosine are called pyrimidines. Right. Between A and T, how many hydrogen bonds are present? 2 hydrogen bonds are present. Between G and C, how many hydrogen bonds are present? 3 hydrogen bonds are present. To remember easily, I am telling a code. Adi take Tannir. Adi take Tannir. Goswami eat 3 chapatis. Goswami eat 3 chapatis. So A and T, how many hydrogen bonds are present between these two? 2. Tannir means water. Water means H2O is H2O. H2 means 2 hydrogen bonds. Like that you may remember. Okay. Again I am telling the trick. Adi take Tannir. Goswami or Gopi. Gopi or Goswami eat 3 chapatis. Okay. Number of hydrogen bonds between A and T 2. Between G and C, 3. Okay. These two are called purines. These two are called pyrimidines. Okay. See, G pairs with C, T pairs with A, C pairs with G, G pairs with C, A pairs with T, C pairs with G. Like that you have to write. So recognition set of into 2 is GTC, GAC in 5 to 3 direction. So this one and this one, this is one nucleotide, this is another nucleotide. This one is called base pair. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Number of base pairs in recognition site of Hind2, 6 base pairs. Number of nucleotides or nitrogen bases means 6 into 2, 12 nitrogen bases or 12 nucleotides. Okay, right. If we cut means cutting exactly at opposite points. Cutting exactly at opposite points is called even cut. Okay, so like this I cut. GTC, this is one fragment. GAC, this is another fragment. So this one and this one together called one cut you have to take. This is not two cuts. Upper one and in both the DNA strands it will be cut. This will be together called one cut. So exactly cutting at opposite points is called even cut. For one even cut, how many fragments are formed? 2 fragments are formed. This is one fragment 1, this is fragment 2. Okay, so for one cut, number of fragments formed 2 fragments. There are no stick ends here. Okay, so these ends are so called blunt ends, also called flush ends. Okay, right. In each even cut, number of phosphester bonds cleaved. Look at here, my dear students. Between C and G, it was cut now. Between C and G, one phosphester bond is present. So that phosphester bond is cleaved, cut. Here also between G and C, here also one phosphester bond is present. It was cleaved. So in each strand, one phosphester bond is cut. In this strand also, one phosphester bond is cut. So number of phosphester bonds cleaved means upper strand 1, lower strand 1. Total 2 phosphester bonds. Okay. In each even cut, number of phosphester bonds cleaved means 2. Is there any breaking of hydrogen bonds? No. So number of hydrogen bonds cleaved in even cut means 0. Okay. So how many fragments are formed? 2 fragments. For how many cuts? 1 cut. So number of cuts is equal to fragments minus 1. 2 fragments are obtained. 2 minus 1, that is equal to cuts. So in even cut, number of cuts or recognition sites is equal to number of fragments minus 1. Now look at here, my dear students. This is staggered cut. Cutting occurs at different points in both the strands of DNA. What ends are formed? Sticky ends or cohesive ends or clipped ends are formed. Okay, right. Recognition site of EcoR1 is this one. You have to remember 5 to 3 GAATTC. This sequence you have to remember. What is the recognition site of EcoR1? 5 to 3 GAATTC. GAATTC. Okay, right. So this is the sequence. G always pairs with C. A always pairs with thymine. A always pairs with thymine. T always pairs with adenine. T always pairs with adenine. C always pairs with guanine. So like that pairing I have written. Okay. So cutting occurs at different points. Where the cutting occurs? Between G and A. Between G and A. Don't say other words, other letters. So recognition site of EcoR1 is 5 to 3 GAATTC and cuts in between G and A. This 5 should be present at 5 end. That one also you have to remember. If G is present at 3 end, will it be cut? No. Okay. So what is the recognition site of EcoR1? 5 to 3 GAATTC and cuts in between G and A. And cuts in between G and A. That one also you have to remember. Okay. So G and A it is cutting. Here also GAATTC and cuts in between G and A. So it is a palindromic sequence. What is a palindromic sequence? That is both the strands in 5 to 3 direction. Both the strands in 5 to 3. The reading frame is same. The reading frame is same. The nucleotide sequence is same in both the strands of DNA. That one is so called palindrome sequence. See, GAATTC 5 to 3 direction. I read. Again 5 to 3 direction lower strand. This is 5 and no GAATTC. So same reading frame is obtained when we read both the strands in 5 to 3. That palindromic sequence is obtained. Will both the strands in 3 to 5? Yes. See 3 to 5 means CTTAAG. 3 to 5. CTTAAG. So reading frame is same in both the strands of DNA when we read both the strands in 3 to 5 also. One strand in forward, other strand in backward. That one also palindromic sequence. Forward direction means GAATTC. Backward direction means GAATTC. So palindromic sequence is obtained. Palindromic sequence is obtained. Both the strands in 5 to 3. True. Both the strands in 3 to 5. True. One strand in forward, other strand in backward. True. If we read one strand in 5 to 3, other strand in 3 to 5, will palindromic sequence is obtained? No. That means see 5 to 3 read GAATTC. 3 to 5 read CTTAAG. Is it a palindromic sequence? No. So palindromic sequence is not obtained if one strand is in 5 to 3, other strand is in 3 to 5. In that one strand in 5 to 3, other strand in 3 to 5, palindromic sequence is not obtained. Okay? Right. So cutting occurs at different points is called staggered cut. Okay? So this fragment I have written. See, G pairs with C. So cutting occurs here, no? That's why CTTAA. CTTAA. And another fragment. Here it is broken, no? AATTC. AATTC G. So this entire thing is fragment. This is also entire thing as another fragment. How many fragments are formed? 2 fragments are formed. 2 fragments. So this one is called Stickian. This one is called Stickian. Try to remember, my dear students. This entire thing is called fragment. One fragment contains, this one is called Stickian. So one fragment is having one Stickian. So one staggered cut. How many fragments are formed? 2 fragments. How many Stickians are formed? This is also one Stickian, no? This is also one Stickian. So Stickian 1, Stickian 2. Okay. So for one staggered cut, number of fragments formed 2. Number of Stickians formed 2. In each fragment, number of Stickians present 1. Okay. So next. So between G and C there is no breaking of hydrogen bonds. Here and here no breaking of hydrogen bonds. So number of base pairs means count GAATTC, no? This is one base pair, second one, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. Number of base pairs means 6 base pairs. Length is equal to 6 into 3.4 angstroms. So between these two, how much length is present means 3.4. The distance between 2 successive base pairs is 3.4 angstroms. So that is 6 into 3.4, that is equal to 20.4 angstroms. Number of nucleotides means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 6 base means number of nucleotides, 12 nucleotides. Okay? Right. Number of hydrogen bonds between G and C. How many hydrogen bonds are present? See, between G and C, how many hydrogen bonds are present? 3. Between A and 2, how many hydrogen bonds are present? 2. So 3 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2. Total 3 plus 2, 5, 7, 9, 11 plus 3, 14. Number of hydrogen bonds means 14 hydrogen bonds. Okay. So number of hydrogen bonds means 14 hydrogen bonds. Right. One staggered cut. How many fragments are formed? 2 fragments. How many sticky ends are formed? 2 sticky ends. Okay. In each fragment, number of sticky ends 1. So look at here, my dear students. So the GC, the bonds that are present between GC are not broken. The bonds that are present between GC are not broken. The bonds that are present between A and T, those hydrogen bonds are broken. So here is cleavage occurs means here one phosphoester bond, here one phosphoester bond. Total how many phosphoester bonds or diester bonds are broken means 1 plus 1, 2. Total hydrogen bonds broken 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2. Total number of hydrogen bonds broken 8. Number of hydrogen bonds broken in staggered cut means number of phosphoester bonds. Number of phosphoester bonds. Here phosphoester bonds are nothing but phosphodiester bonds. Number of phosphoester bonds are broken for each staggered cut. That means upper strand 1, lower strand 1. Total how many phosphoester bonds cleaved? 2. Number of phosphoester bonds cleaved in each strand. In each strand means we have to say only 1. Number of hydrogen bonds cleaved. That means 4 into 2, 8. Okay. Number of hydrogen bonds undisturbed. Undisturbed means GC. How many hydrogen bonds are present? 3. Here also how many hydrogen bonds are present? 3. So number of hydrogen bonds undisturbed. 3 plus 3, 6. Number of hydrogen bonds disturbed. Disturbed means 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2. Total 8. So number of hydrogen bonds disturbed. Disturbed means 8. Undisturbed means 3 plus 3, 6. Okay. Number of hydrogen bonds intact. Intact means not broken. Number of hydrogen bonds intact means 3 plus 3, 6. Okay. Number of phosphoester bonds cleaved. Number of phosphoester bonds cleaved for each staggered cut 2. Number of phosphoester bonds cleaved in each strand. In each strand means you have to say 1. Okay. In each staggered cut, number of phosphoester bonds cleaved means 2. Number of hydrogen bonds cleaved is equal to 8. So number in both even cut and staggered cut, number of cuts or recognition sites is equal to number of fragments minus 1. Number of fragments minus 1. Okay. Whatever the cut it may be. Suppose 7 fragments are there. How many cuts? 7 fragments means fragments minus 1. 7 minus 1. 6 cuts are there. If cuts are obtained means we can calculate. If it is even cut means in even cut there is the presence of only the breaking of phosphoester bonds. There is no breaking of hydrogen bonds. Whereas in staggered cut there is breaking of both phosphoester bonds and hydrogen bonds. Okay? Right. This one you have to concentrate more. So in this one, number of purines. How many purines are there? Purines means A and G. Like that you have to count. Purines means, purines how many? purines. This is 1. G and A. 1, 2, 3, 3 plus 3, 6. Purines, 6. Pyrimidines. Pyrimidines means T and C. T and C. 1, 2, ratio A and G. Let us count again. AG. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 purines. Okay. Next, number of pyrimidines means TC. TC. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pyrimidines also 6. Ratio between them means 6 is to 6. That is equal to 1 is to 1. Okay. So, number of this sticky and possess paired bases or unpaired nitrogen bases. This sticky and possess unpaired nitrogen bases. Number of unpaired nitrogen bases in each sticky end. Number of unpaired nitrogen bases in each sticky end 4. Number of types of nitrogen base in each sticky end 2. A is one type, T is another type. Okay. Now look at here, my dear students. Look at here. Number of base pairs. Number of base pairs in recognition sequence of E carbon. All these points are related to E carbon. Number of base pairs in recognition sequence of E carbon means 6. Number of nucleotides in recognition sequence is 12. 6 into 2, 12. Number of hydrogen bonds in recognition sequence means 14. Number of sticky ends formed after each staggered cleavage. How many sticky ends are formed? 2. Number of sticky ends formed after each staggered cleavage in each fragment. In each fragment, they said. That means in each fragment one sticky end is present. Ratio between purines and pyrimidines in recognition sequence of E carbon means 6 is to 6. That is equal to 1 is to 1. Next one. Ratio between purines and pyrimidines in each sticky end. In each sticky end means AATT. A's, how many A's are there? 2. How many T's are there? 2. 2 is to 2. That is equal to 1 is to 1. Ratio between undisturbed hydrogen bonds after staggered cleavage is equal to, that is undisturbed, no? GC hydrogen bonds are undisturbed. AT hydrogen bonds are disturbed. So that is 6 is to 8. That is equal to 3 is to 4. Next, number of base pairs remain intact. Intact means without breaking. Number of base pairs remain intact after a staggered cleavage. How many base pairs remain intact after a staggered cleavage? Base pairs remain intact means 2. GC. One fragment, another fragment, 1 GC. 2. Number of base pairs they ask now? Right. Ratio of AT is to GC is equal to, you have to count number of A's and number of T's. Together 8. GC together 4. That is equal to 2 is to 1. Number of types of nucleotides in each sticky end 2. Number of nucleotides in each sticky end. Number of nucleotides in each sticky end. How many? 4. Number of nucleotides in each sticky end means 4. Types of nucleotides means 2. Okay. The sticky ends possess paired or unpaired nitrogen bases. Unpaired nitrogen bases we have to say. Unpaired. Length of recognition sequence is, so 6 into 3.4 angstroms. That is equal to 20.4 angstroms. Number of phosphodiester bonds in recognition sequence. How can we calculate? How can we calculate phosphodiester bonds means 6 base pairs, no? 6 base pairs means minus 1. Like that you have to calculate. Okay? 6 minus 1, 5. So, number of phosphodiester bonds present recognition sequence means the upper strand 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 minus 1, 5. Number of phosphodiester bonds present in recognition sequence of eQR1, 10. Upper strand 5, lower strand 5. Okay. How many cleaved means upper one, lower one. Cleaved means breakage. Number of phosphodiester bonds present in each strand. In each strand means we have to say 5. Okay. Right. Number of phosphodiester bonds in recognition sequence of eQR1 means 10. Next, number of phosphodiester bonds in recognition sequence of eQR1 in each strand means 5, 6 minus 1. Number of phosphodiester bonds cleaved, that is equal to 2. In each strand means 1. Number of hydrogen bonds cleaved for one cut is equal to 8. Okay? Please note down all these points, my dear students. Now look at here, my dear students. This is the recognition sequence found once in a stretch of how many nucleotides? Okay. If GAA-TTC, this is the recognition sequence of eQR1. Okay. And it will be found once in a stretch of, let us suppose this is a long thread of linear DNA. Okay. For every 4096, it will be found once. That is GAA-TTC, this type of sequence is found once in a stretch of 4096. How it would be means, how many types of nucleotides in DNA? 4. Okay. So how many letters are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that means 1 by 4. Why we are writing 1 by 4 means out of 4 nucleotides, 1 chance will be there. How many letters are there? 6. So that will be represented as 4 power 6. 4 power 6 is called 4096. For every 4096 nucleotides, this type of sequence will be found. So that is GAA TTC, this type of sequence will be found once in a stretch of 4096 nucleotides. If the question is, if GAA TT, this type of sequence will be found once in a stretch of, once in a fragment of, that means how many letters are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 letters means 4 power 5, that is equal to 1024 nucleotides. If the question is GAAT, it will be found once in a stretch of means 4 letters are there, no? 4 power 4, that is equal to 256 nucleotides. If GAA means it will be found once in a stretch of 3 letters are there, 4 power 3, that is equal to 64 nucleotides. If GA means 4 power 2, 60 nucleotides. Only G means 4 power 1. So, this is in our textbook, GATTC is found once in a stretch of 4096 nucleotides. GATTC means 6 letters are there, means you have to write 4 power 6. Okay? Why we are taking 4 means 4 types of nucleotides are there in DNA. That's why 4. 6 letters means 6. If how many letters are there means that power we have to write. Okay? Right. Another type of question. DNA molecule contains 16,384 nucleotides. Randomly, the probability of GATTC sequence in this DNA is how many times? That means this GATTC will be found for one sequence, for one GATTC, it will be found in 4096, isn't it? Then 16,384, it will be found in how many sequences? That is equal to 16,384 into 1 divided by 4096, that is equal to 4 times. Okay, nearly 4 times. Right. Look at here, my dear students. Number of sticky ends when 7 DNA fragments are formed when we cut linear double stranded DNA with the help of E carbon. With the help of E carbon. Right. See how many DNA fragments are given? Fragments is equal to how many fragments obtained? 7. So first of all we have to get cuts. Cuts is equal to fragments minus 1. Fragments means 7 minus 1. That is equal to 6. So number of sequence for one cut, 2 sequence are obtained. 2 sequence. For 6 cuts, how many? That is equal to 6 into 2, that is equal to 12. Okay. Next, another question. The minimum number of phosphester bonds or phosphodiester bonds and hydrogen bonds cleaved by using restriction endonuclease for the formation of 5 fragments from a linear DNA through even cut. What they given? Even cut. In even cut, there will be the breaking of phosphorus bonds and there will be no breaking of hydrogen bonds. So, how can we solve? So, even cut, how many fragments are there? Fragments is equal to fragments is equal to 5. That is equal to cuts is equal to fragments minus 1. Fragments minus 1. That is equal to 5 minus 1. That is equal to 4. How many phosphester bonds cleaved means for one cut, phosphester bonds cleaved. For one cut, phosphester bonds cleaved means 2. How many cuts are there? For 4 cuts, phosphester bonds cleaved means 4 into 2, that is equal to 8. Okay. Now how many hydrogen bonds cleaved? In even cut, no hydrogen bonds cleaved. Therefore, 0. Okay, please note down all these points, my dear students. Now look at here another problem, my dear students. If a linear DNA has recognition sites for restriction endonuclease, number of fragments formed. If a linear DNA has, linear DNA means like this, linear DNA. If a linear DNA has 5 recognition sites, okay? If a linear DNA has 5 recognition sites for restriction endonuclease, the number of fragments formed. So 5 recognition sites, no? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Number of recognition sites 5. That means 5 cuts. Okay. Number of fragments formed means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So fragments is equal to 6. Number of fragments is one side cut. One side cut. See, this fragment is this side no cut, this side cut. This is one side cut. This is also one side cut. How many fragments are with one side cut? 2 fragments. Okay, number of fragments with 2 side cuts. This fragment is cut on both the ends. This is also on both the ends. This is also on both the ends. This is also on both ends. 1, 2, 3, 4. So number of fragments with 2 side cut, that is equal to 4. Okay. So if linear DNA is taken means, let us suppose 3 cuts. 1, 2, 3. If 3 cuts are there means number of fragments 1, 2, 3, 4. Fragments minus 1. Let us suppose if it is a circular DNA. 1, 2, 3. 1 cut, 2 cut, 3rd cut. Fragments 1, 2, 3. If it is a circular DNA, number of cuts is equal to number of fragments. That one you have to remember. Okay? Right. If a circular DNA has 5 restriction sites for restriction endonuclease, number of fragments is equal to. That means how many restriction sites are given? This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Number of restriction sites 5. Number of fragments 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Number of fragments 5. Number of fragments with one side cut. There are no one side cut. No one side cut in circular DNA. Circular DNA is nothing but plasmid. If they say circular DNA, or in some cases it may be plasmid DNA. Plasmid DNA. Okay. Number of fragments two side cut. These are all the two side cuts. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Next, if a circular DNA is cut at now look at here another problem, my dear students. If a circular DNA is cut at 6 recognition sites by using restriction enzymes, how many fragments are formed with one sticky end only? So what they given? Circular DNA. Circular DNA, is there any one sticky end fragments? No. So that is, how can you say, means for circular DNA no one sticky ends. Okay. For circular DNA, there are no formation of one side cut, one sticky ends. Right. Next, find the palindrome sequence from the following. Palindrome sequence means both forward and backward directions are same reading frame. See, ATT, GGC. This is not same. ATG, CAT, ATG, CAT. So this is a palindrome sequence. GCT, TAG, GCT not. TAG, GCT, TAG. So which one is a palindrome sequence? That is option 2. This one is a palindrome sequence. Palindrome sequence means we have to read both forward and backward directions. Reading frame is same. Okay. Right. That is option 2. Next, read the following sequence in double stranded DNA. This is the double stranded DNA. When it undergoes denaturation. Denaturation means separation of two DNA strands. More hydrogen bonds means more temperature required. Less number of hydrogen bonds means less temperature required. Okay. See, highest temperature is required for. So look at here. First one. First option. ATGGCC. TACCGG. Number of hydrogen bonds you have to calculate. Between A and T, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, 3. Total how many? 2 plus 2, 4, 7, 10, 16. Next, second option. G, T, A, T, A, C, A, T, A, T, T. Calculate hydrogen bonds. Okay. 3, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. Total how many? 3 plus 2, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13. 13 hydrogen bonds. Okay. 3 plus 2, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13. Next, third option we have to check. C, G, C, C, T, G. G, C, G, G, A, C. 3, 3, 3, 3, 2, 3. How many? 3 plus 3, 6, 9, 12, 14, 17 hydrogen bonds. And the fourth option, A, T, T, A, T, T, A, T, T, A. 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12. 12 hydrogen bonds. So, highest temperature. More number of hydrogen bonds. More number of hydrogen bonds require more temperature. Less number of hydrogen bonds require less temperature. Okay. So what the highest temperature is required for? Where are the more number of hydrogen bonds? 16, 13, 17, 12 now. So that is option 3. 17 hydrogen bonds. Next, least temperature is required for means, least means this one, option 4. Like that we have to calculate. Okay. Now look at here. Find the palindrome sequence from the following. Palindrome sequence. Palindrome sequence means, see, A, T, T, G, G, C. This is not palindrome sequence. A, T, G, G, C, A, T, G, C, A, T, A, T, G, C, A, T. So, this will be the, find the palindrome sequence from the following. T, A, G, G, C, T, T, A, G. So, which one is correct answer? That is option 2. Okay. Please note down all these points, my dear students. Now look at here, my dear students. Which of the following could be restriction enzyme recognition site on one strand of DNA? They have given one strand and we have to find the which of the following could be restriction enzyme recognition site on one strand of DNA. If the question is like this, means we have to write the double strand also. See, A, T, C, first option. We have to write the complementary. A, T, A, G, T, A, G. Second option. C, A, T, A, T, G. G, T, A, T, A, C. Third option. A, T, C, C, T, A, T, A, G, G, A, T. Fourth option. C, T, A, C, T, A. G, A, T, G, A, T. Of this, which one is a palindromic sequence? ATC, no. CAT, ATG, CAT, ATG. So, this would be the palindrome sequence. ATC, no. CTA, no. So, answer is second option. Okay? We have to write the double standard nature, right? Look at here, my dear students. Arrange the following palindrome sequence in ascending order based on their number of hydrogen bonds. ACC, GGC. Is this a palindrome sequence? No. So, if the question is like this, means we have to do like this. A, C, C, GGC, TGGCCG. If ACC, no palindrome. If the question is, arrange the following palindrome sequence. In this we have to find the palindrome sequence. Remove this one, and this one is the palindrome. See, CCGG. Number of hydrogen bonds 3, 3, 3, 3. Total 12. And second option ATGC 80, TACG TA, ATG. So entire thing is a palindrome sequence. Number of hydrogen bonds 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 2. Total 2, 4, 7, 10, 14. Okay. Third option we have to check. Third option CAG CTA GTCGAT. Okay, right. CAG no. So we have to remove this one and this one. AGCT. So 2, 3, 3, 2. Total 5, 10. Fourth option 5N GAC GTC CTG CAG GTC. Entire thing is a palindromic sequence. Then 3, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3. 3 plus 2, 5, 8, 11, 13, 16. Then they asked ascending order. No? Ascending order means what is the lowest one? They have given ABCD. A, B, C, D. So this one is the lowest order, C. Next one, C, right. Say 10 hydrogen bonds are present, C. Next one, 12. 12 means this one is B option, this is 3 option, this one is D option. Okay, C, A, B, and lastly D. Now last question. If first 3 nucleotides in 6 base pair palindrome sequence of one strand of DNA are CGT, what would be the next 3 nucleotides in the same strand? That means what we have to do means CGT. If this is the sequence means they are asking the next 3. Then CGT we have to write like this, CGT pairing A, C, G, T, A, C, G. So they are asking this one, ACG. Okay, please note down. Look at here, my dear students. This is PBr 322. This is the artificially restructured plasmid. This was discovered by Bolivar and Rodriguez. P means plasmid, B means Bolivar, R means Rodriguez. Okay, this is the PBr 322. So this tetracycle registered gene contains 2 recognition sites, BAM H1, SAL1. ROP gene contains PVU2. This is OR gene. This is ampicillin resistant, PST1, PVU1. This is EcoR1, CLA1, HIND3. No recognition enzyme is repeated. EcoR1 is only one. No EcoR1. BAM H1 only one. No repetition. So number of recognition sites. How many? 8. Number of recognition sites in PBR 322. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Number of antibiotic resistant genes. Tetracycline, ampicillin. These two are called the antibiotic resistant genes. Antibiotic resistant genes are nothing but selectable markers. Okay. Number of selectable markers in PBR 322. 2. Number of antibiotic resistant genes. 2. Number of recognition sites in PBR 322. 8. Number of recognition sites in tetracycline resistant. 2. Number of recognition sites in ampicillin resistant. 2. PST1, PV1. Number of recognition sites in drop gene. Only one, that is PVU2. So it contains how many origins? Only one. So how can you write means? This is the tetracycline, gap, rhopgene, gap. Next, origin, that is rhopgene, before and after, gap. Origin, before and after, gap. Like that you have to draw. This one you have to remember. EcoR1, CLA1, HIND3. Okay. Tetracycline R means, is that tetracycline gene is useful for synthesis of tetracycline? No. It is useful for tetracycline resistant. This ampicillin resistant gene useful for ampicillin resistant, not useful for synthesis of ampicillin. So AMPAR gene is useful for ampicillin synthesis, false. Ampicillin resistant, true. Tetar gene is useful for tetracycline resistant, true. Tetracycline synthesis, false. Okay. This ROP gene codes for proteins involved in replication of plasmid. This ROP gene codes for proteins which are involved in replication of plasmid. Okay. So look at here, my dear students. This artificial restructured plasmid by Bolivar and Rodriguez. Number of recognition sites or cloning sites or recognition enzymes. These are nothing but enzymes or catalytic proteins. Or what is a protein? Polymer of polypeptides. Polymer of polypeptides or proteins. What is a protein? Polymer of amino acids. Like that they may ask. Number of antibiotic resistant genes. 2. Recognition sites of BAM H1 and SAL1. That is present in tetracycline resistant gene. Recognition sites of PST1 and PVU1 present in ampicillin resistant gene. ROP gene codes for proteins. ROP gene contains only one recognition site, that is PVU2. Number of R genes means only one. Tetracycline gene is useful for tetracycline synthesis, false. Tetracycline resistant, true. Ampicillin resistant gene is for ampicillin synthesis, false. Ampicillin resistant, true. And one point, if the alien piece of DNA is attached to BAM H1 or SAL1, here alien piece of DNA is attached means this tetracycline gene is inactive. If alien piece of DNA is attached to BAM H1 or SAL1, tetracycline gene becomes inactive. If alien piece of DNA is attached at PST1 or PVU1, then ampicillin resistant gene becomes inactive. If alien piece of DNA is attached at PST1 or PVU1, ampicillin resistant gene is inactive. If alien piece of DNA is attached at BAM H1 or SAL1, then tetracycline gene becomes inactive. Please note down all these points, my dear students, and we will meet in the next class.